Hi there and welcome back to Artisan Upholstery Studio. Of course, you know my name is Amy because you have subscribed and you've watched all my videos, right? Of course you have. Today, let's do a round tub back chair. Just the back, because I've already done the seat. Like I said, I've already done the seat for this chair. There was really nothing special about the procedure for that. It was a square of fabric, cut around the rails, pull it nice and tight, and staple it down. So the back of these chairs are really the tricky part, and so that is what we will discuss today. The backs are divided into three pieces. So you've got the back and both arms. They're joined here. You can see where the old joins were. Let's start by taking measurements. So this back piece, I can see where the old piping was. So we're going to measure from the widest part, and I think that 22 would be good across by 25. That gives me lots of room at the top and the bottom for stapling. And for the sides, I'm going to do 25 by 23. We're also going to need piping, so I'm going to cut those 32. Piping pieces are always 1.5 inches, so I'm just going to cut 3 inches. Then I'm going to cut this in half. So when we've got all our pieces laid on here, it's pretty obvious that if we just sewed them together in a straight line, we'd have a lot of problems, right? Because round, square doesn't really work very well. So here is what we do. I am going to center this on the back of the chair. If you're happy with how that looks centered, get a piece of chalk and we're going to draw that line where we saw that old piping. Now, if you had the old pieces that you took off, then obviously you're going to have a pattern for this. That will make your life a little bit easier. So once it's laid straight, you can see that this is a nice big curve like this, and it's pretty severe at the bottom and at the top. I'm going to cut it, keeping in mind that I want 1/2 inch for my seam allowance. All right, so I'm going to flip this over and cut that same curve on this side. Well, that looks good. Okay, so now let's do the arms. Same thing. Okay, so we want to make sure with the arms that the weave of the fabric is going straight. So you don't want to put it on crooked. You want it to end up being nice and straight. Make sure that you have enough to wrap around for stapling here and enough to staple at the top, the widest part. But here should be straight, nice and straight. So again, it should be flared at the bottom and at the top to accommodate the curve there. Give yourself a seam allowance. And then let's lay it on to see if it looks right. Lay the right pieces together. make a perfect duplicate. Okay, we now have our arms and our back cut. Okay, so now we're going to sew the piping onto the middle section. So what we have is kind of funny shaped piece of fabric, but when we lay it on the chair, it's going to make a lot more sense. And of course, when we pull it nice and tight, all those wrinkles will get worked out. But before we go ahead and put that on, we are going to put a fresh layer of padding over top. Now, always make sure that your piping selvages are in the same direction. I am going to put them towards the center. I'm pulling it through the back there. Piping through the back. See that there is a rail here, here, here. That's all going to need to be cut around. And we will start with this rail. Now, of course, if you remember from before, this is a V cut. You're cutting straight toward that rail and you're V'ing it off to either side. And what that does is it allows you to go around a wide post without having any raw edges. Temporary staple. So now let's start pulling up, stapling it at the top. I'm going to take this temporary staple out. Always pull it this way to get it nice and tight, and then you can work it out to the sides. Here I'm going to start at the bottom and just pull it so that I get any wrinkles out from here. Going to do this side immediately so that I remember exactly what I did.
staple around here. Up. Nice and tight here because you don't want it to be too squished in here. You want to give nice ample room in here. So you get that by pulling up now at this point. And then here, and you're going to pull it forward so that you don't have any puckers or wrinkles. So once you have that pulled tight, you should be able to just work around. Get any wrinkles like that, just pull out the staples. And pull it a little bit more. Here's our back. You can see it's nice and round and it's nice and tight. There are no wrinkles and it looks good. And of course it looks even better once the extra fabric is trimmed off. Now if you want to see the finished chair, you have to go to my Instagram or Facebook page. I will post the finished chair there because it is still not done.
on, but it will be, and I'll post it there. And don't forget to subscribe because I want 10,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching.